Dropping gems from Keisha Christian. She's on a mission, sharing information, knowledge for soul, body and mind. Dropping gems, KeishaGemz.com, KeishaGemz.com.
Welcome to Dropping Gems. I'm your host and holistic health and wellness educator, Keisha Christian. Today on Dropping Gems, we will be going through a guided meditation on finding your voice. In the Dropping Gems in the Kitchen segment, I will be demonstrating how to make soup in a blender. And lastly, my guest today is Margo Lovett, author of Her Business, Her Voice, Her Reinvention. So grab a healthy snack or beverage because we will be right back. You are watching Dropping Gems. Venice Richards, your pure romance consultant, inspires women to enhance their intimate lives and take care of their sexual health. Book your party today. Visit pureromance.com/Venice Richards or call 631-943-1868 for more information or to place an order. Welcome back to Dropping Gems. I'm your host and holistic health and wellness educator, Keisha Christian. This segment of Meditative Moment is sponsored by Pure Romance by Venice Richards. Check out their truly sexy flirt line. You could place an order at www.pureromance/Venice Richards or call 631-943-1868 to place your order. Welcome to Meditative Moment. There are many times in our lives when we feel as though we don't have a voice or our voice doesn't matter. But that is quite the contrary. You have to understand that our words carry certain vibration and we can actually dictate the outcome of what we want to see in our lives through manifestation. I often say affirmations various times throughout my day and meditate in the morning as I awake, as many of you know, as I mentioned in previous episodes. I often use my voice to counteract negative thoughts that creep into my mind during the course of my day and remind myself that I am a powerful being, and I want to remind you how powerful you are as well. Remember, repeating daily affirmations and doing these guided meditations is a great addition to your daily routine. I encourage you to go back, watch these videos on demand on Rewind Network and Rude Rangers TV, or on my YouTube channel, Just Dropping Gems TV. Now, I want you to place your feet flat on the ground and have your palms upward on your lap. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. We're going to do that 2 more times. In through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. That was the last time. Repeat after me. I trust the brilliance coming through my voice. I command respect with my voice. I am looked at as a powerful speaker. I speak boldly and with confidence. I am in a new season in my life. I claim it with confidence. I am aligned with greatness. I am thankful for what I have manifested through my voice. The vibration of my words can remove obstacles. Defeat is not the author of my story. Now take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Do it 2 more times. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Remember, having confidence to find your voice does not happen overnight. Instead, it needs to be a repeating process involving positive affirmation, self-love, and work on yourself, just to name a few. You will be able to find your voice. We will be taking a quick break and we'll be right back with Dropping Gems in the Kitchen. Dropping Gems Academy presents the 2021 Loving on You Virtual Summit, taking place on March 10th through the 13th. We have all been through a rough 2020, so take some time for self-care and self-love. Get your tickets at www.lovingonyoussummit.com. For inquiries for sponsorship or advertising on this program, email info@KeishaChristian.com for more information.
Welcome to Dropping Gems, an academy for holistic studies. Learn how to treat seasonal allergies and year-long allergies naturally with Keisha Christian. Her courses have helped parents, teachers, naturalists, and therapists reassess the way they handle allergy symptoms. Registration to our class is now open. Reserve your spot today. You can also become a certified holistic studies practitioner with us. Be empowered with knowledge and help us in spreading the positivity with the rest of the world. Visit www.droppinggemsacademy.com or email us at info@KeishaChristian.com.
Welcome back. Dropping Gems is now airing in 3 states: Washington, D.C. on Channel 190, Wilkes-Barre and Scranton, Pennsylvania on Channel 190, and Delaware, Channel 28 on Rewind Network. This segment of Dropping Gems is sponsored by Dropping Gems Academy for Holistic Studies. To learn more about holistic allergy, seasonal, and year-long allergy relief, visit www.droppinggemsacademy.com. Today, I will be showing you how to make soup in a blender. There are many times when I want to prepare a quick, healthy meal for myself that takes very little effort and time, especially if my day is hectic. We are going to be making carrot ginger soup in a blender. Carrots are a good source of beta-carotene, fiber, vitamin K, potassium, and antioxidants that are known to assist with minimizing wrinkles. In addition, it may also assist with lowering cholesterol. Ginger assists with reducing gas and improving digestion, relieving nausea, and decreasing inflammation within the body. Now, I have to tell you, these are two things I love. I love carrots and I love ginger. I like that the spiciness that ginger gives to the food, so I get that natural heat from the food. So one of the things I like to do first, what I have here, I actually have carrots that are cut up and I steam them with the ginger. So in here I have 2 cups of carrots and I have about two tablespoons of, actually 1 tablespoon of ginger, not 2. 1 tablespoon of fresh ginger that I cut up and I steamed with a teaspoon of onions. Now, if you don't have fresh ginger, you could use ginger powder, and with this you could also use onion powder, but I actually like to use fresh onions and fresh ginger with this. And this is a very simple recipe. Now, what I have here, once I actually will steam my carrots and I steam the ginger and everything like I said, and then I add my ingredients to it. So I like mushrooms, and some of the ingredients I'm actually adding are optional. So you could be as creative as you want with this when adding ingredients. So what I have here, I have shiitake mushroom powder here. And the mushroom powder that I'm using, this is actually sun-dried shiitake mushrooms. So I'm getting my vitamin D from here. In here, I have other spices. I have some turmeric, I have cayenne pepper, and I also have pink Himalayan salt in here as well. So I'm going to put that all in here. So for each one, I have about, I would say like 1/8 of a teaspoon. I have some nutritional yeast to get my my B vitamin complex. I have here sea moss, so I get my added minerals. Remember, I actually did a video where I showed you how to make your own sea moss gel, so if you want to check that out. Here I have some grapeseed oil. You could use olive oil, but I like to add a little healthy fat to my food because it aids me personally with digestion. I have to always make sure, for me personally, that when I am preparing my meals, I add a healthy fat to it. So grapeseed oil is my oil of choice for today. You can use avocado oil, olive oil, as I mentioned before. And here I have, this is also an optional ingredient. This is green seasoning, so I have all sorts of herbs in here as well. And in a future episode, I will actually show you how to make green seasoning. I like to make big batches of it to have it on hand when I am preparing my food, so there's certain herbs I don't have to cut up in the process. So what I have here is I actually boiled some water, and you need to use boiling water. So with this, you need to be very careful at this point. You have boiling water. So I'm going to put about 2 cups of hot water in here. So this is water that I just boiled, and I'm adding about 2 cups. And when you make this, it's actually a serving size of 2. Make sure your water is hot, and you have to be careful when you are blending. So I'm going to put the blender on, and I'm going to blend this. Oh, a note, when you are steaming the carrots, I steamed my carrots for about 20 minutes. And this is something you could actually start preparing the day before. So if you get your carrots out, you start preparing it. So the next day, if you're going to have a hectic day and you want to make a quick lunch, your things are prepared already. So that's what I like to do. So now I'm going to blend this up. And that's it. We're all done. I'm going to pour it in a bowl and give it a little taste. This is my favorite part. Be careful with this, like I said, because this is hot. I'm using hot water here. So I have the soup. Oh my goodness. This smells so good. I wish you could smell it. It smells so good. We're going to give it a taste. And if you want to make your soup a little thicker, just add less water. Actually, I added about 2 cups of water here. But if you want to make your soup thicker, you add less water. You want to make it thinner, you just add more. And you could have this in accompaniment with something else, like a sandwich or a salad or something like that. I'm giving it a taste. This is good. This is really good. This is really good. You need to give this a try. Thank you so much for watching this segment of Dropping Gems in the Kitchen. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Wholeness, wellness, balance. Introducing Chi Essence. When you can't get to the spa, unwind right in the comfort of your own home with our Unwind product line. Relax and let go. Enjoy our bath salts, spray mist, and essential roll-ons. Handcrafted, our oils reduce stress, relieve tension, and ease anxiety. Our products are 100% all natural and safe for the whole family. Order online at shopchiessence.com.
Welcome back to our final segment. On today's show, we have our guest, Margo Lovett, creator, podcast host of Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation. She features guests supporting reinvention past the age of 40, becoming an author, entrepreneur, and podcaster with how-to instructions, inspiration, and her podcast academy online.com. Built for busy adults ready to develop and launch a podcast in a self-paced but guided community. Welcome, Margo Lovett, to the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dropping Gems. I am so excited to have Margo Lovett on my show today. She is just such an inspiration, a beautiful light. And I have to tell you, Margo, thank you so much for giving me a copy of your book, Her Business, Her Voice, Her Reinvention. This is such a great read. And I didn't have a chance to finish it, I'll be honest, but so far I love what I've read so far. It's very engaging, great book, easy to read. So thank you so much for sending this book to me and sharing your story.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate this greatly.
Yes. So Margo, I know your book is about reinvention. So what made you want to write this book and share your story with others?
Wow. What made me what made me actually write the book was the fact that I went to Prince George's County and I hired the best coach, mentor that I could hire because I knew it was time for me to get back into podcasting. But I had stepped away for a couple of years, didn't know what my voice was. I was afraid thinking nobody's really going to want to hear me, but what am I going to do with this passion? I have to get back behind the mic. So I hired someone who was doing what I wanted to do, who had vision enough to say, I can help you get your voice back. Let's do this. And we did it. We actually came up with Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation, and it took off like a rocket. But then the book comes in. He says, okay, people know who you are as a podcaster, but they don't know who you are. Time to write a book. And I'm shaking in my boots and I'm thinking, oh my God, what am I going to say? It's so revealing. You know, I knew that I had to be transparent because that's the way I come across and that's the way I am behind the mic. So I took his advice and I just wrote the book. I wrote it in so that it tells everything, just about everything. And it tells the story of other women who came out of corporate or made some really tough decisions. And we are triumphant. We are strong. We are better because we decided that we would reinvent and be very transparent. So that's the genesis behind the book.
Yes, and I love that. As I noticed throughout the book, you had the interviews. So you have the actual interviews you've done with various women throughout your book, and I love it. I even love the what I would use this as a metaphor where you talk about the chalkboard,
Yes.
and you always talk about going back to the chalkboard. That stands out for me, being an educator and a teacher, classroom teacher. I was a classroom teacher for 12 years. So when we talk about the chalkboard, actually taking yourself back to the basics, you know,
Yes.
and drawing everything out and explaining it, especially organizing it in your mind. So I really love that metaphor you use throughout the stories.
It taught me lessons. There were lessons that came from the chalkboard, and the chalkboard really came out because I kept talking about going back to the chalkboard when we were brainstorming, when I was doing that with my mentor and coach. And he said, you know, you need to really be true about that chalkboard. What is it all about? Where did it come from? And I really had to sit down, Keisha, I had to sit down and be quiet and really allow myself to go back and revisit what the chalkboard was. And it turned out it is a place of comfort and a symbolic place of success for me because I was born November 24th one year. The next year, November 18th, my sister was born. And I was born early and they thought I had all these disabilities and all that stuff. And I was very insecure. In first grade, 2 times, you know. So when I was in first grade, the second time, my sister was in first grade and she would stand at the chalkboard with me and help me do my math and help me do my English. Can you imagine? I really had problems communicating. You wouldn't know it now, but that's what came out of the chalkboard. And when I feel afraid or when I feel this imposter syndrome coming up on me, I go back to the chalkboard and I say, hey, Brother Bedford stood at the chalkboard with you and you're better now. Your mother and your father believed in your podcast and you were able to keep moving forward. And I keep building out the list. And the list is really my story. So I go back to the chalkboard often, and it's my place of success, how I was able to build and just become Margo Lovett.
Yes. You know what, Margo, you mentioned something, imposter syndrome. So many of us we don't realize how highly intelligent we are. And we tend to doubt ourselves as especially women and especially those of us who are in careers or even thinking about switching their career, reinventing, as you talked about, because I've been through that as well. So can you bring light on that? What does it mean to reinvent or have to do something with self-development?
Oh, that is a good question. And I'm so glad that you asked. For me, reinvention, and there's a chapter in my book where the first part of my book talks about what the steps that go into it. And it starts with learning yourself from the inside out, from writing the book from the inside out, learning to podcast from the inside out. When I say from the inside out, it's taking a good look at who you are and becoming all right with who you are. Because there are going to be days when you are writing your book, doing your podcast, running your business, you're going to run into all kinds of friction, and you're going to start this terrible thing of comparing yourself with others,
Mm-hmm.
measuring yourself up against others. Oh, she's on TV and you're just on radio. Maybe you're just not enough. All kinds of things. But I found that when I do that inside work, and when I did it early, I always could go back to no, but this is who you are. And this is your personality. And this is what you've invested in yourself, in sweat equity and honesty. And you even have a book out about who you are. So no, you are enough. This is enough. And don't get caught up in what you think you hear and what you think that you see, but it comes with being honest. When I came out of corporate, Keisha, I was visiting a therapist because some very traumatic things happened to me on that exit out, and I had to resolve them. And that was learning me from the inside out. So you always have to address those bears and owls and the tigers and everything that's growling at night, so that you can sidestep that imposter syndrome and have a better grasp on who you are, because it's always going to come up where you're going to have to go back to the chalkboard. You're always going to have to know who you are at the chalkboard. I am enough and more than enough, as a matter of fact.
Exactly. And I could relate to that, because you talk about going to the chalkboard. I talk about going back. For me, it's revisiting my 7-year-old self, where I didn't feel that was the age, I would say, because I wasn't the best student in elementary school. I was a C student. I mean, people wouldn't believe that now, because I've attained degrees and higher education, and I've gone to really good schools, but when I was in elementary school, I was not the best student. So for me, like when you talk about returning to the chalkboard, I always have to look at my 7-year-old self again and be like, nope, I'm not that little girl anymore.
Indeed.
Always too. So it's so important. And as you talk about really looking inside yourself, with me, being a coach, a holistic health coach, looking at all areas of a person, not just what they put inside their mouth, but what they're putting inside their head, and learning that, yes, you are enough. Stop revisiting that person from the past. You have evolved and you're such a better person now. You are enough now.
Right now. And that person was there just to make you. They are a stepping stone. They're a part of who you are, but you are not that person. You've gone past that. Don't keep revisiting. You're completely right.
Yeah. So this is what's so good about the benefit of investing in yourself. We have all these resources out here. We have your podcast. We have your book. If women want to go look at that. Me being a health coach, all these resources we have, as women, we need to take note and to invest in ourselves, and the benefit of it.
There's a chapter in my book that talks about investing also, and people get tired of me talking.
You could watch the extended version of this interview on my YouTube channel at www.droppinggemz.com. That's Dropping Gems with a Z. Dropping Gems is a proud partner of Rude Rangers Entertainment. We could be found on Roku, Alexa, or you can download the app on your iOS or Android devices. Thank you, Margo, for coming on the show. You were such a pleasure to interview, and as an elder, you gave me some powerful words of confirmation. I thank you for that. Everyone, be sure to purchase her book, Her Business, Her Voice, Her Reinvention. Thank you so much for watching Dropping Gems, holistic health, and much abundance to you. See you next week. Peace and blessings.
Dropping gems from Keisha Christian. She's KeishaGems.com.